Hi everybody, my name is Bill Glennon and I'm going to give you a tour of our Secan house, starting from the bottom and going right to the top. So we start off here with a little closet. This is our safety supply closet. We have gloves, face shields, winter clothing, everything that we're going to need just to make everything work. It's an 8x5 and it's a very handy thing to have. This tower on the north side is standing on end. It goes all the way to the very top. We've had to cut the very top of it out so we could get the penthouse on, but it worked out quite well. We're going to have a wine cellar and beer making room in this corner when we get everything put away and finished off. Something I can do later. This is the north Secans. We have two Secans side by side. This is basically the south north Secan, and behind each of these walls we have storage. Storage for DVDs, electronic supplies, storage for Christmas decorations, storage for Roseanne's stuff. Now if we follow around to the west Secans, as I said before, this is going to be a wine room. This is our cold room for all our preserves and stuff. We keep our onions in there. We don't have doors on these two rooms. We could put them on in the future, but right now it isn't a big concern. Yes, Kitty. Behind this door we have our in-house root cellar. We got a fairly good crop of potatoes last year, so this room is going to be ventilated outside. The air is going to be brought in from underneath because we have a space underneath all the Secans, about a foot and a half. So the cool air will come underneath the Secans, up into this room, and be ventilated outside. Okay, if we come down a little bit farther, this is the main electrical panel in the basement. It's a 200 amp, and people say, "Holy mackerel! 200 amps living off of the grid. That's quite a big system." But you have to go by the square footage of your house. Eventually, when we get the house finished and I get the roof on, this is the wall that all the panels will go on. Our two inverters, the batteries will be moved down here, and the batteries will be vented. They'll be in a cabinet. They'll also be vented alongside the root cellar. Okay, this is just a storage can. I have some plumbing pipes coming through the wall there, and they get taken outside, and that's a roof drain and also a sump drain from the garage. In this side here we have the mechanical room, which will be our main heat source. We have a 400,000 BTU boiler. The boiler has a main loop. It takes about 4 minutes to heat that main loop up to 180 degrees. These are the high heat pumps. The high heat pumps will give us heat for baseboard heat and also fan heat. So we'll have one of these in front of the air coming into the house. Once the air is into the house, goes through a coil, it'll be brought up to temperature, and then that way we won't be heating all the air that comes in fresh. The air that goes out will go through an air-to-air heat exchanger before it actually vacates the house, which will also help bring it up to temperature. But there's nothing worse than having a cold draft. Yeah, we're on the south side of the Secan house now, and this is our second Secan. It's 40 foot by 9'6". It's called a high cube, and this is going to be our elevator shaft that goes all the way to the 4th level. Right now we just have scaffold built in it that we use for running our chimneys, our heat, our electrical, everything that we require to put in the chase that is going to be on this side. This will also be used to bring our fresh air in and have the air-to-air heat exchanger in this area here. So after we have this, we're going to have a 75-gallon hot water tank, And we also have a sump down here in the bottom of the sea can. This will be pumped out, and it'll also go over into the drains that I mentioned on the other side. The sump is just a 45-gallon drum. As you can see in there, it holds 45 gallons, but the actual pit itself is probably about 5 feet round. So instead of just being 45 gallons of water down there, we have close to 150 gallons of water. 5 feet by 3.5, 4 feet high. That gives us quite a bit of water. The pump doesn't come on very much, but when it does, we don't like to have issues. And that's about it for the basement. I'll take you up to the garage level. We'll do a quick walkthrough, and then off to the third level. Come on. Okay, one of the new things that I built in here is I put up an LED strip. I bought LEDs off of LED Super Bright, and they just shipped up the LEDs. They come as individual LEDs. I did a little test on this one here. It's been plugged in now for about a week and a half on a 9-volt battery, and it's still working. Not very bright, but it's still working. Yes, we're on the north side of the shipping container house. This wall is going to be cut out as soon as I finish using up the steel, and that is going to open the shop up from the very north side over to the south side. And I've got a few areas to get through here now. So once the wall is taken out, it's going to open up the shop a lot. I do have the sump in the floor. That was the sump I was telling you about downstairs. That will go into a sand filter before it dumps into the pond water. Okay, the ceiling in here, center part, is about 19 foot 2 inches. When I pour the concrete, it's going to drop it down to about 18.4. Okay. In the back, we're going to have a tank booth, coffee shop, and storage for nuts, bolts, everything on that side. I just built my cover for the heat tank. The heat tank, as I said before, is 1,500 gallons. That is going to be able to be pulled out and moved if I ever have to gain access into the tank. On the other side, I'm going to do the same type of thing, but I'm going to make my panels a little bit bigger because I'd like to be able to drive a vehicle over there, do oil changes, and I won't have to raise my vehicle up in the air. The office will be over in the southeast corner. I'll have a washroom right beside the office. Very impressed with the rocket stove. It's working fantastic. And this is the stairwell to the third level. We'll head up. Okay, now we're on the third level. This is the south side of the Seacan house. What our plans are here is it's just basically going to be a main entrance. The south side of the Seacan house, this is ground level, same as the west side and the north side. It's only the east side of the Seacan house that is down one more level, so it's down another 10 feet. This is basic size of the bedrooms. They're 16 feet by 14 feet. This is a queen size bed. This room is going to have an ensuite. It'll be a 3/4 ensuite. We'll have a small closet. but the rooms are big enough. You can have a queen size, king size bed, and you're still going to have room to set up a little table or a chair, have a little bit of room to visit, and not have to get up and go to the washroom someplace else. As I said before, we have 2 separate staircases in the house. The south side is just one straight run, the north side is a zigzag all the way up. This is going to be our laundry room. The laundry room basically is just going to have a washer, dryer, a laundry tub. Elevator is going to be on the south tower here. I haven't got the door in yet. In the summertime we use this for a little bit of an air conditioner. It works very well. We're going to have a wood burning stove here, which won't be used that often. I'm just going to use the old stove that I had downstairs, and it'll give off enough heat that we can sit in the rumpus room here and enjoy some of the heat. We'll have a little bit of a Chesterfield, maybe even a pool table. Yeah, we've got 3 windows in here looking down into the shop area. These windows will allow the sun to come in the evening, and it shines up against the north wall and then the far wall. Lights up the shop really well. Now, when we did all the design of the house, I designed it, and I just took all of my plans to an engineer, and the engineer had it engineered, and it worked out very well for us. So if you're planning a project like this, you can come up with any idea you want, but you have to make sure you get it engineered. This is going to be our wet bar in this area. It'll have a little sitting area. I'll have a spot behind, a little bit of a fridge, a sink. In this area is going to be our powder room. Just be a toilet, sink, someplace to wash up. It's not a very big area. It's 16 by 40. But it's more than adequate for just getting the family together and doing whatever we want to do. Above us on the west side is going to be our deck, so we will have a covered deck on this area. In the evening, as the sun sets, right now it's setting up to the northwest, and it's a beautiful bloody view. There'll be a door going to the stairwell. This is our TV room. TV I'm going to make so it'll either go on this wall, and I'm going to make it so that the wife can change things around a little bit, and we can put the TV on that wall. So we'll be able to move things around after it's all set up. The room behind this OSB board goes in the sewing room. So as you notice, we have the styrofoam on the walls. Now, on the outside of the building, we used a silver board, which is about an R27 value. Has foil on both sides of it with 1 inch of styrofoam. You class it as an R6, but the effective insulation value is 27. Makes a big difference. By putting this insulation on the inside, it creates a complete vapor barrier from the inside of the house to the outside. We'll have horizontal strapping by the windows, above the windows, and then our drywall will just run up and down. As I said before, all the floor is going to be in slab, so it's going to be very easy to heat the house. The walls, when we're finished, should be about an R50 value, and the ceiling upstairs will be about an R80. The biggest loss of heat we have right now is our windows, but we'll be able to get a little bit of heat back by using an energy efficient blind.